have its own spirit, and every place have his history. And now we are sitting in Nordkjosnes in northern part of Troms County, very close to North Cape. Here have been agriculture activities, and people were living from fishing from the sea, and they were building the land to survive. It was the sustainable time, where they had to live from their own knowledge about nature and about their possibility to use the nature to survive with their kids, with their old people, with all the family. And this is a part, only 50 years ago, in this building, that now you can see it's very old already because it was not used. All buildings need humans to be sustainable. In this building, my grandpa and grandmother, they had goats, and they also had 8 cows, but they had the cows in the other building, but they used the resources from outside the fence of this farm to take resources from the nature. And here Geir, he found one herb called shaga, and the shaga were the coffee during the Second World War. And also before there, it was a valuable, treasured coffee that all the family got in their drink, in the hot water liquid, to detox and to get more healthy. It was their best medicine from nature. And you can find today, if you walk in the forest, you will find this herb, shaga. You can learn more about it if you Google search it. And I remember when I was young, I was a small girl, and then the goats, they were walking up hills here in the mountain, and they were eating grass, and they were eating trees, and it was all the time very good cultivated land because they could reuse these natural resources. But now there are no goats left, because today you have to have big buildings, you have to have big efficiency, and you have to have high technology to make the same production. So this farm, it won't survive in today's agriculture industry because it's not sustainable on the big quantity, but on a small part. There were a family with 12 people, they could survive. So I'm thinking about the old time. Hard work, but everybody had a very important role in this sustainable society on Nordkjosnes. And now we are standing on the barn where they used to take in grass for the animals, because in Norway, especially northern part of Norway, we have very short season, very short summer, and a very long winter. So all the animals, they needed to have warm. They had to stand under roof. And this way of living was that the animals, they had their own house, and the people and humans, they had their own house. And with this door, unfortunately, I forgot to take the key from Tromsø. They took in grass during summer and put it in one department. And under this bridge, my grandmother, she had the chicken, so they produced eggs themselves. And also she produced cheese and butter, and she also, when they had slaughtering, they made all the meat needed for the family. And on the next part, there were 8 cows, and during winter also the goats were standing inside. So this building have been standing for nearly 50 years without being used for anything. But maybe if there are humans on this planet that would like to join to make a sustainable society again, they are welcome to join. Because now it's time for change. Time for finding back the balance and respect and hard work with the natural resources that belongs to this farm. Even up here in this climate, people have survived for thousands of years. And this building was in activity until 50 years ago. In this small building that nobody took care about during 50 years, my grandfather made all the materials for the barn, for the house, for all he needed to make the carpentry and the timber work for the farm. There were always something to do, and I remember he had full of tools inside. And he was working also for repairing his boats. He had 3 fishing boats, and he had people working with him. And because of the farm, they were always needed to have tools. So good tools, it's very important. But when the tools are not used, we have to find some new tools for the sustainable society for the future. Also new tools, how this farm should survive in this future. All houses need to have living life, and without life in the houses will fall apart. And this house didn't have a good life the last 45 years. But I remember from my childhood, this house was full of life. My grandfather made it, and this was the living room. This was the kitchen. So from the living room and the kitchen, we could always see who would come and visit. And then we had to hurry to put on the coffee cup and to make some cakes. Everybody were welcome. And this garden in front of this kitchen, my grandma, she had a lot of herbs, because my grandma, she was a maiden in this village, and she always used natural herbs to help people with all illnesses and to take new children to this world. So there is a lot of stories behind these walls, behind these windows. And who can tell in the future what have been? Only memories. But what will come, you can join. There might be a lot of fun and a lot of people behind these windows in the future, I hope, after it's renovated. It needs some humans that will love this house in the future, to take care of it and to make life fun, laughter, good meals and good stories, what humans need, what the house needs, what the farm needs, what the nature needs. Conscious people with conscious living, together with the season and all resources that are here and can become to be.
This is very interesting. So, for example, for me, what I need to invest to be here and fix this house, what we need to invest?
Your time, your knowledge, your skill, and materials, because we can't live without materials needed. And we can ask my mom. She's 74 years old, and she wants this place to be a place for the future. So it can be living, laughter, fun, music, singing, and heart. People that take care of each other. Crossing any borders, crossing generations, crossing every culture. Because we have one life, we have one planet, yes, and we have one farm, and we have a house. Everything starts from your inner heart. Follow your heart. So if you want to join, you're welcome. Okay, and this is the barbecue stove. Here is room for maybe 10, 15 people to sit in the evening to watch the midnight sun or the northern light, and even sleep over. Maybe barbecue your fish you have got, or your seal if you get. And then my mother, she wants to have a sauna, and of course I would love to have a sauna. And sauna and the beach to go swimming, and it's so far to the center that we could have nude bathing. And you have quiet place without any traffic in this surrounding. And when the sea is low, we have the beach, the sand beach from here, and then it's 7 kilometers. If you want to walk over on the beach from here to the center of Storslett. 7 kilometers in airline. Yeah, summertime. So late in the evening today, maybe at 8 o'clock when we come back from Sandnes, it will be low water. Then you will see the beach. Okay, should we continue to the fish mountains?
Yeah.
Pure, pure like a water.
And this is the place where you can go fishing. You can fish from the mountain that go very deep down, so you can have big cod. And I remember one time I went here fishing, I got a cod 12 kilo big. So it was the same size as me when I was 11 years old. Wow, it was great to come back home with my own fish, and we could barbecue, we could cook it, we could braise it. Wonderful. And it's possible even to row further on the outside there is an island. And half of this island also belongs to this farm. And during summer it's beautiful to go there, to go stay overnight with your tent. You can go fishing. And in May, the seagulls, they are putting their eggs on their nest. And it's very popular to go to the island to pick eggs from the seagulls, and it's considered to be a delicatessen because it's very sweet and it's bigger than the normal eggs. And you have caught it yourself from the nature. So here are many possibilities. And during Midsummer Eve, here used to be a lot of people. They come from the village and they have party on the beach and they do their own barbecue. Music, dance and fun. Welcome. Midnight sun, where the sun doesn't go down in the night. It is with you in the party all night long. Thank you.
Reflects the sun. Arise and awake from your slumber. In the ancient flame, this witness through the waves of what to change. Through the essence remain the same.
Awesome.
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 Yeah, maybe you find some
Buddy. Det var litt tørre. Dry.
Where?